All right, folks. So I lost 4 kilos overnight. What is my secret? How did I do it? Well, the answer is probably a lot more disappointing than you were hoping for. I did not use some kind of secret special trick. I did not, invent a way to violate all laws of physics and just lose a lot of weight for no reason. No, the answer is simply that I got very, very sick. So, to give you a bit better of an understanding of what actually happened, so I was traveling for a week. In the middle of the week, my wife got very sick. I then also got the same sickness from her. It was not COVID. We believe that it was some kind of norovirus or something like that because it was basically a stomach bug. And both of us, things that happen when you get norovirus, which is to say that, stuff just, keeps coming out of both ends and you can't really keep food down. And so as a result, I basically got norovirus, and I had not been weighing myself in the week leading up to this because, again, I was traveling, didn't have access to a scale. You don't need to weigh yourself every single day when you're traveling. You don't need to be incredibly neurotic about that sort of thing. It's not that important. So I was traveling. I didn't really have data for a week, but from the amount of food that I ate and just basically using my own methods for estimating how much I was eating and so on, I did eat pretty much about maintenance level. I was not eating excessively more or less food than usual, so I would expect that my weight was basically about the same. And then I got norovirus, and I weighed myself the day after, and I was about 4 kilos down from my previous weigh-in. So again, I may not have strictly lost 4 kilos in one day. Maybe I was a little bit lower than that, but I did lose a lot of weight very quickly. And the answer to that is very simple. It was that I was basically eating nothing. So, you can check my nutrition graphs at the exact same time span. I basically was only able to keep down a little bit of Lucozade, which for those Americans out there, it's like Gatorade, but for the Brits. Doesn't taste as good, sadly. But that's basically all I could keep down was a little bit of Lucozade and nothing else. Basically, any solid food was a no-no. I could only really get small amounts of liquids with a bit of calories in them, and that was it. And this is pretty expected when you are sick. You are typically not going to be able to eat as much, so you're going to lose some weight, just based on that alone. But at the same time, obviously, just based on, the amount of calories predicted that I was not eating those couple of days that I was really sick, you would really only expect that I would have maybe lost a couple pounds or about 1 kilo. So the other reality is that when you are sick, your expenditure does tend to increase, even though you're basically not doing any activity at all. And that's just because when you're sick, your body is working overtime to fight off all that illness, repair things that need to be repaired, and so on. And so your expenditure can increase pretty drastically. And so that, paired with the fact that, of course, not eating very much at all, means that I lost a lot of weight very quickly. My expenditure calculation in my app increased significantly, and it really took basically a couple of weeks to get back to the same weight. During that time, of course, my strength numbers fell a little bit, but that is what you expect when you lose a lot of weight so quickly. Now, of course, this is not something that you would recommend for anybody, right? When you are talking about a really rapid, really extreme deficit, what is going to happen is that you're going to lose some muscle mass. Now, obviously, if you are in generally good shape, you're working out a lot and so on, it's going to come back very quickly once you return to your normal activities. So it's not really something to be too worried about. But that does mean that you don't want to do these sorts of crash diets where it's basically just like, hey, I'm going to eat nothing and take some laxatives or whatever so that I can get weight down. That is a strategy that some folks use to hit weigh-ins at, certain sorts of competitions. So like your powerlifting competitions, wrestling, that sort of thing, where your weight class really matters quite a lot. And sometimes you really just need to get down, like those remaining couple of pounds or whatever, just so that you can fit into a slightly lower weight class and be more competitive versus being, at the lower end of a higher weight class and being much less competitive. These things are not generally healthy. It might be okay to say, again, cut off like a couple pounds in terms of just water weight, sweating it out and so on. But when you're talking really extreme stuff, 5 pounds at a time, 10 pounds at a time, more than that, you're really talking, okay, this is actually going to really impact your performance. It's not going to be healthy. You're going to lose muscle mass. and it's just not going to be good for you in the long term. So of course, I am not suggesting that anybody get sick to lose weight, but in very extreme cases, it can happen. Obviously, I am feeling a lot better now. It really took about a week before I felt really completely recovered, especially for some of my heavier lifts, deadlifts, and so on. You know, the queasiness was really getting to me. I am somebody who does get a little bit queasy from deadlifting anyway. Some folks get a lot queasier from just normal exercise. Some folks regularly might be queasy enough that they need to throw up after exercise. And gladly, I'm not one of those people. I will say that, you know, feeling like I have to vomit, you know, that's something I could do when I was a teenager. That's something I could do when I was in college, when I was drinking a lot. Nowadays, I regret to say this, I feel like this must be proof that I'm getting older, because when I have to vomit a lot, it makes me feel like I want to die. Not a good feeling, not very good. Don't want to ever do that again. What is the lesson here? I guess, you know, don't get sick. Do everything you can to avoid getting sick. And when you do get sick, you definitely need to take it easy. One of those things that a lot of people try and do is they get sick and they try and work out through it. And what you get out of that is going to not be a positive. When you're working out and you're sick, that is typically going to be holding you back from completing your normal workouts. You're not going to be able to do as much weight. You're not going to be able to do as many reps and so on. And if that is the case, then that workout is going to be a net negative. It is going to be a step backwards. It is not going to be you continuing to progress because you are instead taking a step back. So, you know, it's not that terrible grind set thing. It is instead that, hey, get on that sleep grind set. Get on that, hey, you should be sleeping some more. You should be recovering. You should be chilling out. You should be relaxing. You should be working out less. You should wait until you are fully recovered, and then you should work out. Not before. Not if it's going to compromise your ability to get in your workouts. I know that it's hard to believe these days where everyone is telling you to grind through it all the time, always be working out, always be trying harder, and so on, but, you know, just don't do that. Be smart. That is all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed hearing this wonderful, thrilling tale about me and, you know, all the various orifices that substances come out of in my body. I will talk to you all next week. Have a good one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. I will talk to you all next week. Bye-bye.